My next destination is a name I've heard countless times, Bordeaux. In my layman's mind, Bordeaux has always meant one thing: wine. Premier wine. I picture endless vineyard, rows and rows of grapevines stretching to the horizon. What I didn't expect, Bordeaux is actually a city. A city with grand architecture, golden limestone facade, and sweeping boulevard that could rival Paris itself. They call Bordeaux La Petite Paris, or Little Paris in English. And I'm here to find out why. After a 3-hour layover in Nantes, my train is now heading south, leaving the former capital of Brittany and traveling deep into southern France. This is a 4-hour journey covering 347 kilometers, thus bringing my total distance so far to 1,530 kilometers from where I started in Zurich. During the train journey, I did wrestle with a decision. Should I do a wine tour while in Bordeaux? After all, I've come all the way into one of the most famous wine regions in the world. But the reality is, my Western France route has already eaten into my precious travel time. Each day now is gold. And besides, looking out from my train window in late spring, the vineyards are still bare from winter. No leaves, no grapes, just rows of quiet vines. Beautiful in their own way, but perhaps not the visual impact I would imagine. To be honest, I didn't expect Bordeaux to be this big. I thought I was coming into a charming wine town, not a full-blown city that greets you the moment you step off the train at Bordeaux Saint-Jean train station. From Paris, Bordeaux is just over 2 hours on the TGV. It is thus no wonder some people even do Bordeaux as a day trip from Paris. I didn't hang around too long to admire the historical Saint-Jean station. Even though, yes, it was partially built by Gustave Eiffel, I had booked a bed at Jost Hostel. This should be my hostel. Let's see. Just a 10-minute walk from the train station, and probably the most budget-friendly option in the city at €32 a night. Sounds like a good start, right? Well, until I met my hostel mate. Turns out, we had a big fight over my bed that he wrongfully occupied. I wasn't going to win this fight, especially since he spoke French and I didn't.
Oh, no problem. Hi.
So I pulled off the classic out of sight, out of mind move and asked the reception to change my bunk to another level. My crisis has averted, and my Bordeaux adventure could now begin. I made one rookie mistake in Bordeaux. I totally underestimate the distance from the train station to the old town. For some reason, I thought they would be near, just a short stroll apart. And not the most exciting one, I might add. The streets at night were pretty nondescript. And here's the kicker. Bordeaux isn't exactly the city of lights Paris after dark. At least, not in the way I imagine. Normally, I'll be fine wandering around at night if I know the city's layout. But this was my first time in Bordeaux. I didn't know which neighborhood was safe, which one to avoid, or if there were any sketchy spots at all. Luckily, the outer edges of the old town are well lit. But the deeper I went in, the dimmer it got. Just pools of yellow light spilling onto the cobblestone streets. My inner street instinct kicked in. You know, that little fight or flight radar you have been exploring somewhere unfamiliar at night. But then, I remember reading that Bordeaux is often called Little Paris, and suddenly the mood shifted. The dimly lit alleys, the stone facade, the quiet charm, it all felt like a medieval version of Paris after the sun goes down. Or maybe that was just my overactive imagination. Still, I used the night to get my bearings, spotting the landmarks I would have visited in daytime tomorrow. So when tomorrow comes, I will just explore Bordeaux with the sun on my side and no maps needed, just curiosity leading the way.
The next day.
Good morning from Bordeaux. Here I am, starting the 3-kilometer walk from the train station to Bordeaux Old Town. With daylight on my side, I can finally explore some of the streets that felt a little too dark last night. And it's definitely more interesting than sticking to the main boring road yesterday night. Bordeaux Historical Centre is a sea of warm honey color limestone, giving the whole city its golden glow. This stone, called Pierre de Bordeaux, is the city's signature building material. A lighter, softer yellow compared to Malta's famous limestone that gives Malta the nickname of Golden City due to the distinctive golden color limestone used in its construction. I can only imagine how magical these streets must look when the evening golden sun hits them. I make a quick stop at the Church of the Sacred Heart. From the outside, it almost feels like a cousin of Paris Notre Dame, with its blend of neo-Romanesque and neo-Byzantine design. Inside, the highlight is a stunning rose window, instantly bringing back memories of Notre Dame in Paris. The best part? It is quiet, peaceful, completely tourist-free. I had my heart set on breakfast at Marché de Capucins, one of the best spots in Bordeaux to taste local food. But it turns out the market is closed on Monday. And guess which day I come? Yes, Monday. So too bad for me. Now for plan B, I wander into a nearby bakery or boulangerie as the French call it, for a classic, simple French breakfast. No way am I eating at my hostel cafeteria. I might bump into that roommate I fought with. And honestly, flaky croissant and coffee at €6.30 tastes better without awkward encounter. Place de la Victoire, the grand gateway into Bordeaux Old Town. Several main streets meet here, making it a natural starting point. You can't miss the Gate Aquitaine. It is a 17th century stone arch used to mark the city border. And in the middle of the square, a quirky 16-meter sculpture with 2 giant tortoises. These tortoises were added in 2005 to celebrate Bordeaux wine culture. I'm still not sure how these tortoises link to wine, but it's fun to look at. It's early morning, shops are closed, streets are calm, which means I get Bordeaux almost entirely to myself. From here, I headed down St. Catherine Street, one of Europe's longest pedestrian shopping streets. While the entire length of St. Catherine Street is 11.2 kilometers, the pedestrian shopping street part is still measured at 1.2 kilometers, making it one of the longest pedestrian streets in Europe. It offers a multitude of shops, ranging from major international brands to local small boutiques, a perfect way for a day of shopping. Right now, in early morning, it is totally calm, but by midday, it's packed with shoppers. The Grosse Cloche, literally Big Bell, is one of Bordeaux' oldest belfries and still working today. Walking under the belfries feels like stepping into medieval times. But with cafe, boutiques just around the corner. For the first-time visitor, a morning walk is highly recommended to soak into the tranquility before diving into the square busier hours. By afternoon, indulge in Bordeaux cafe culture. As evening approaches, be prepared for a livelier setting. Place Fernand Lafargue is a cozy little square that looks straight at the Grosse Cloche. It is a nice pause point. Grab a coffee, watch the city stir. This is Two Pays Belong, a bell tower that stands apart from the cathedral it serves. This is the Cathedral Saint-André. French cathedral architecture is notable for building the tower separately from the main church. This was a practice to prevent the heavy vibration of the bells from damaging the main structure of the church. The Pays Belong Tower is another iconic monument contributing to the designation of Bordeaux Historical City as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. If you have got the legs for it, 233 steps will reward you with a 360-degree city view. That will offer a panoramic view of Bordeaux. Porte Cailhau is yet another of Bordeaux stone arches that are present everywhere in the city of Bordeaux. However, Porte Cailhau is a quieter one, tucked between the shops, but still a nice landmark on the way to the Grand Théâtre. Librairie Mollat, or Mollat Library in English. Mollat Bookstore is the largest independently owned bookstore in France. Located in the heart of Bordeaux, visit to Mollat are a must for keeping abreast what's happening on the cultural scene or if you love literature. However, one problem for me, it's all in French, so my wallet is safe. I enjoy walking along the streets of Bordeaux. Bordeaux is one of the largest UNESCO World Heritage urban areas in the world. Opéra National de Bordeaux, or the Grand Théâtre, is the pure elegance of neoclassic columns, statues, and the whole Paris in the South vibe. Built in neoclassic style in the year 1780, the theatre has an impressive facade and a luxurious Italian-style hall. It is currently home to the National Opera of Bordeaux, the National Ballet of Bordeaux, and has been the scene of many important historical moments. Just beyond the Bordeaux Opera House lies Place des Cancans, one of Europe's largest squares. The Place des Cancans is the venue all year round for fairs, circus, sporting events, and artistic events. The word cancans in French refers to the way the trees are planted in staggered rows. Here, you will find two beautiful fountains at the towering Monument aux Girondins. This monument is 54 meters high. And what it represents, it was built just at the end of the 19th century after the Revolution. And this monument was to represent the people that died during the terror of the Revolution. These two fountains, front and back, are one of the most beautiful fountains in France itself. With the installation of a tram system in the year 2003, the place has become the most important public transport hub of the area. Cross one street, one would come across the Garonne River Promenade. The city has done a fantastic job in turning the riverside into pedestrian heaven. Perfect for a slow walk with views of the bridges, boats, and golden facades. This promenade is a stunning waterfront area along the Garonne River, offering a blend of historical architecture, vibrant atmosphere, and recreational space. Walking further down the promenade is the Place de la Bourse and the Water Mirror. This is Bordeaux superstar, where one can see the Place de la Bourse reflected perfectly in the world's largest man-made water mirror. The impressive water mirror was created to reflect the buildings of the Place de la Bourse on the water. It's the kind of place you will stop, take a picture, and then another, no stop. And then after that, just stand there grinning. The water mirror is less than 20 years old, but located across from a monument nearly 3 centuries old. It is becoming one of the city's main attractions. Cross the busy road in front of the water mirror, one will reach Place de la Bourse. Place de la Bourse, also known as the Stock Exchange Square, is a large rectangular plaza situated along the Garonne River in Bordeaux. Saint-Pierre district in the old Bordeaux is an enchanting labyrinth of narrow lanes inevitably leads to the predominantly 15th century church around which the medieval neighborhood flourishes. And that brings us to Saint-Pierre Church. It is a small but charming church tucked between the cafe and greeneries. It is so easy to miss, but worth a peep if you are wandering nearby. I'm seeing a large gate called Porte Cailhau. Looks like a fairy tale castle gate. Porte Cailhau dates back to the reign of Charles VIII, and it shows on the wall of the gate. This was built to impress wealth, power, and a clear celebration of the king. Back in the year 1400s, this gate was part of Bordeaux' thick defensive walls and was one of the main entry points into the old city, and only 2 gates like this survive till today. If you look closely, you can see just how thick the walls are. Imagine that same wall stretching all the way around Bordeaux, keeping out invaders. It is definitely one of my favorite in this city. Basilique Saint-Michel took over 200 years to construct from 14th to 16th century. This basilique is tall, pointed, and dramatic. At 114 meters high, it is the tallest tower in southern France. It offers a magnificent lookout to the entire Bordeaux at the top. Although at the time of my visit, the tower is under renovation right now. Similar to Pébelin Tower, the bell tower is independent from the church for the same reason. Still, it is an impressive final stop before I head back for my train. In retrospect, Bordeaux surprised me. Bordeaux is not flashy and it doesn't try too hard. But if you wander with me, you will find a city of golden stone, grand square, and little corner that sticks with you long after you are gone.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm now at Bordeaux train station. Moving on to my next destination, down south. Thanks for watching this video all the way to the end.
Oh,
If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and drop a comment. I would love to hear from you. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss the next adventure. Next stop, Toulouse.